In this video, I'm going to talk about the track I/O, and I'm going to use an audio track to demonstrate this. So here we have audio 4, really poorly named. Definitely, I need to learn from my Dr. Phil intro. We should name the tracks to make our lives easier, right? Here we have the access to the input and the output of that track. So this input here, I could say from there or there, and that could be the microphone in. If you're not using the track for any recording, just put it to no input and it will still function the same. However, if you set the output to no output, it will deactivate the track. Now with output settings, you have the option in Pro Tools to search for a specific output. If you've maybe made a bus that's named mix, you can look for it there as opposed to searching through the folders for it. Or you've got your outputs, we can output that straight out the speakers and we'll be able to hear this.
Okay, let the camera settle. Hello and welcome to the Progress Theory.
Buses. Now we have one bus was newly created when we made the routing folder in the last video. It created a new bus called folder 2. We can create new buses as well in the I/O window. We'll be building out buses in the later videos when we start talking about mixing. I want to show you also that you can choose to route directly to another track. Now this is super helpful. You don't have to jump into the setup I/O window to route to a specific place. You can actually find the track here and say, I want this track to go to aux 1. And there we have it, aux 1, aux 1. And this will create a new bus named after the destination track. Or alternatively, I can have the output go to a new track. And then the new track window will come up and it'll ask me, where do you want it to go? Do you want it to go to an aux input or an audio track? So we'll say, we'll go to aux input. It's going to create one called aux 5. And where do we want it created? Next to the current track. If that's not selected, it will go below the track you have selected. So if I was here on aux 4 and I didn't have that selected, it would just put it down the bottom. So we'll go create. And this is going to create a new bus. We can see from the bus drop down now, we have a new bus called aux 5. This is routed to aux 5. And we press play.
And performance. I am Dr. Phil Price, and on today's episode, we are joined by hybrid athlete and coach at Omnia Performance, Fergus.
And that is your channel I/O and basic routing from a track. It works exactly the same for auxes. We can make new tracks. We can route to somewhere specific. We don't have that option on masters because that's just masters. VCAs aren't routing. They are just there to control the automation. And we can solo and mute with a VCA. But otherwise, that's all that does. There's no routing on a VCA. So that is the track I/O ins and outs.